Have you ever been in a conversation where someone says something so simple, so seemingly harmless, that it sends a chill through your entire body? It's not that the words were cruel or shouted in anger. It's something deeper, subtle, final. It's the moment your heart drops, not because of what was said, but because of what it truly means underneath. I'm done. For Sigma males, those independent, introspective men who thrive on self-reliance and quiet strength, this phrase is far more than just a casual statement. It's their version of a final goodbye. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, but it carries the weight of everything unspoken. If you hear it and don't realize what it means, you'll be left stunned, confused, and emotionally gutted, wondering what just happened. Because by the time a Sigma male says it out loud, he's already gone in every way that matters. In this deep dive, we're uncovering the hidden meaning behind that single phrase. We'll explore why it's the ultimate emotional exit for a Sigma male, what leads him to say it and why. When those words finally reach your ears, it's already far too late to change the outcome. 1. The Sigma male's communication style. No games, no hints, just finality. When a Sigma male speaks, he does so with intention. Unlike others who might drop subtle hints when something's wrong, or use threats and drama to test your reactions, the Sigma male doesn't play emotional games. He doesn't believe in wasting time on manipulation or veiled signals. If something's bothering him, he won't immediately express it. Not because he's passive, but because he prefers to reflect, to analyze, to solve the problem internally first. But once he reaches a conclusion, once he's made peace with a difficult truth, he doesn't announce it as an opening for debate. He doesn't look for a rescue or beg for attention. He states a simple fact. Calm, clear, unshakable. I'm done. That's it. No yelling, no drama, just a statement that marks the end. And the brutal truth about a Sigma male's goodbye is this. By the time he speaks those words, the decision has already been made. He's thought it through from every angle. He's emotionally detached. He's processed the hurt, the frustration, the disappointment, alone. And now his conclusion is final. So when a Sigma male finally says he's done, it's not the beginning of a conversation. It's the silent closing of a chapter, one you never realized was about to end. 2. The phrase that means it's over. I think we want different things. At first glance, this phrase sounds mild, almost considerate. I think we want different things seems like the kind of line someone might use to gently open a dialogue or navigate a tough conversation with compassion. But when it comes from a Sigma male, it means something far more final. It's not the start of discussion. It's not an invitation for compromise. It is, in essence, the quiet declaration that the relationship has reached its end. Take the story of Jake, for example, a textbook Sigma male, intelligent, fiercely independent, emotionally reserved. He had been dating his girlfriend for nearly a year, and on the surface, things looked picture perfect. No constant fights, no emotional outbursts. From her perspective, they were solid. But then, during a seemingly normal dinner, Jake dropped the bomb. I think we want different things. No tears, no anger, just a matter-of-fact sentence, spoken with calm certainty. Within 3 days, he had packed his things and disappeared from her life entirely. No long goodbye, no closure, no second chances. She was left stunned, heartbroken, and completely confused. Why hadn't she seen it coming? The truth is, she misunderstood his words. She thought they were the start of a deeper conversation, a bridge to mutual understanding. But for Jake, it was already over. That one line wasn't a question. It was a conclusion. 3. The Sigma male's decision-making process. Why by the time he speaks, it's too late? The emotional world of a Sigma male is largely silent. While most people deal with uncertainty through open conversation, talking to their feelings, expressing doubts, and allowing for real-time negotiation, Sigma males take a very different route. They process internally, privately, methodically. A Sigma won't come to you while he's unsure. He won't start an argument to see how you react. Instead, he turns inward. He observes, analyzes, calculates. And when he finally reaches a decision, it's not just a possibility, it's a certainty. When he finally speaks his truth, it's not a cry for help or a plea for change. It's a notification that the door is already closed. Consider the story of another Sigma male who had been in a 5-year relationship. When he ended abruptly, his partner, confused and desperate for clarity, asked him, "When did you decide this?" His answer was cold, honest, and devastating. 3 months ago. For 3 whole months, he had known the relationship was over, not in a fit of rage or after a single fight, but through silent reflection and emotional withdrawal. He hadn't said anything because there was nothing left to discuss. He had already mourned the end alone. He had processed every feeling, weighed every outcome, and moved on mentally before ever voicing a single doubt. This is a hard truth many don't understand about Sigma males. When they express doubt, they aren't opening the floor for negotiation. They aren't hoping you'll talk them out of it. They're simply informing you of a decision that's already been made. For other variations of the Sigma male's final goodbye, there's one thing you must understand about a Sigma male. His words rarely mean only what they say on the surface. When he speaks, there are often deeper layers, hidden meanings wrapped in neutral, calm phrases. One such example is a seemingly harmless line. "I'm not sure our schedules will align by then." To most people, it sounds like a practical concern, a busy calendar, a logistical hurdle, a problem that can be solved with a little planning. But when a Sigma male says it, he's not talking about time management. He's talking about a future that no longer includes you. Take the story of Mark and Sarah. They had been planning a vacation together, one that was supposed to happen 6 months down the line. Everything seemed fine, even exciting, until one day, in a tone so casual it felt dismissible, Mark said, "I'm not sure our schedules will align by then." Sarah brushed it off as a temporary issue. But 2 weeks later, they broke up. Sarah was heartbroken and completely blindsided. But Mark wasn't confused or conflicted. He had already moved on. Emotionally, he had exited the relationship long before that sentence ever left his mouth. His words weren't about rescheduling a trip. They were his quiet, indirect way of signaling that the relationship had no future. That's what makes these moments so devastating. You think you're navigating minor logistics, working out plans, but the Sigma male is calmly, and without ceremony, initiating a breakup. 5. Can you change his mind? The hard truth. It's a natural reaction. When someone we care about begins to pull away, we instinctively want to hold on tighter. You may start to wonder, maybe if I show him how much I care, maybe if I fight for him, he'll come back. Maybe I can prove I'm worth staying for. But when it comes to a Sigma male, that hope, while understandable, is almost always misplaced. Here's the brutal truth. Once a Sigma checks out, he doesn't check back in. By the time he utters his final phrase, whether it's, "I think we want different things," or "I'm not sure our schedules will align," he has already made peace with the ending. He has emotionally disconnected, accepted the fallout, and quietly envisioned a future without you. He doesn't say these things to provoke a reaction. He says them because a decision has already been made. At that point, no amount of pleading, persuasion, or passion will reverse the course. He's not testing your commitment. He's closing the door. So what can you do when you hear that final phrase? Ironically, the most powerful response you can give is not resistance, but acceptance. Preserve your self-respect. Walk away with grace. Because if there's one thing a Sigma male respects, it's dignity. And while he may not come back, you'll walk away knowing you didn't lose yourself trying to hold on to someone who had already let go. 6. How to respond when a Sigma male says this phrase. When a Sigma male reaches a point where he says something like, "I think we want different things," the best way to respond isn't with desperation, pleading, or confrontation. It's with quiet strength and respect. The most graceful exit you can make is simple, "I understand. Thank you for being direct." This response may feel counterintuitive, especially if you're caught off guard or emotionally invested. But in truth, it's the most powerful thing you can do. Sigma males value clarity, decisiveness, and self-respect. They don't want drawn-out drama or emotional entanglements once they've made a firm decision. When you respond with composure and acknowledgement, it honors the way they process emotions, privately, deeply, and finally. There was one case where a woman responded this way to a Sigma male's parting words. When he said, "I think we want different things," expecting pushback or confusion. She simply nodded and replied, "I understand. Thank you for being direct." He felt a wave of relief. He hadn't anticipated such emotional maturity. In that moment, she proved she understood him more than he thought anyone could. This kind of response doesn't just protect your dignity, offers both of you a clean emotional break, without the messiness of resentment or confusion. 7. Final thoughts. The Sigma male's goodbye isn't cold, it's honest. Many people interpret a Sigma male's emotional departure as cold or heartless, but that's a misreading of who he is. Sigma males don't end relationships to cause pain. They're not vindictive or manipulative. They don't disappear out of cowardice. Instead, they leave because long before you ever heard the words, they had already emotionally detached. To them, staying out of guilt or habit is more dishonest than walking away with clarity. They believe in directness, in not wasting anyone's time, and in closing doors cleanly when they know the future no longer includes a relationship. There is, surprisingly, a kind of integrity in that approach. The silver lining? Once you understand how a Sigma male says goodbye, you'll never be blindsided again. You'll learn to hear the finality in his calm voice, to recognize when a statement isn't an invitation to talk, it's a conclusion, and instead of holding on, you'll know when to let go. Because when a Sigma male walks away, he isn't trying to hurt you, he's just already gone. Conclusion: the power of recognizing the end before it arrives. When a Sigma male decides to end a relationship, it rarely comes with emotional outbursts, dramatic ultimatums, or fiery arguments. Instead, his goodbye arrives in the form of a single, quiet sentence, delivered with calm certainty and emotional finality. There are no theatrics, no second-guessing. And if you know how to truly listen, if you pay attention to the subtle shift in tone and intention, you'll realize the end doesn't come when he says it. It arrived long before those words were spoken. So when a Sigma male finally says something like, "I think we want different things," understand that this isn't an invitation to negotiate or fix what's broken. It's not a cry for attention or a test of your loyalty. It's a conclusion he's already lived with internally, quietly, thoroughly, and with conviction. By the time the words leave his mouth, he's emotionally checked out. He's already envisioned a life beyond the relationship, accepted it, and moved on in his heart. In that moment, your best response isn't to beg for a second chance or panic and confusion. It's to meet him with equal calm, understand the weight behind his words, acknowledge the finality of what's being said, and above all, let go with grace. Because when a Sigma male ends things, he's not trying to hurt you. He's simply being honest. And while the words may sound gentle, their meaning is absolute. By the time you hear them, he's already gone. Do you resonate with the ideas I shared in this video? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in more content about Sigma males, explore the other videos on this channel. Thanks for watching.